The House That Dreamed, Part 1. The Invitation. No one remembered when the house on Willowvale Lane was built. It did not appear on any maps before 1932, yet the architecture suggested something. Far older stonework, hand-carved with esoteric sigils, windows arched in ways that bent perspective, and ivy so deeply rooted into the walls it looked fossilized. After decades of abandonment, the house reappeared in public consciousness through an inheritance. Claire Whitlock, a 32-year-old freelance archivist from Boston, received a formal letter sealed in wax. Inside, it simply read, "To the last of the Whitlock line, the house is yours again. Return before the next moon wanes, and it will welcome you. Delay, and it will sleep forever." The envelope contained no address, only a set of GPS coordinates. Intrigued by the gothic flair and with her curiosity outweighing common sense, Claire drove north into the woods of Vermont. The road thinned into gravel, then into a forest trail, and finally into nothing. When she stepped from her car, the house stood before her grave, tall, breathing with silence. She wasn't sure why, but she felt the house had been waiting for her. Place between dreams. From the moment she stepped inside, the air shifted. It wasn't musty or cold. It was ... patient. The floorboards creaked beneath her steps, but never where she walked. Chandeliers flickered, though she hadn't touched the switches. Portraits of unknown ancestors watched with blank, depthless eyes. A grand staircase wound upward like a spine. In the master bedroom, she found a journal. The leather binding was cracked but intact. Inside, handwritten entries began in 1933. "I dreamed of corridors that do not exist by daylight. The house showed them to me. I walked until my feet bled, and still it whispered, 'B wants a mind. It wants my mind.'" Claire set the journal aside, unsettled, but not deterred. That night she dreamed. In the dream, she stood in a hallway not found in the waking house. It was carpeted in crimson, lit by oil lamps, and filled with soft whispering. Portraits blinked. Doors opened without sound, and at the far end stood a tall figure in a veil, motionless. She awoke, gasping. Her feet were stained with crimson carpet fibers, echoes of the past. Each night she stayed, the house offered more of itself in dream. She saw rooms no human could architect, spiral libraries that defied gravity, gardens growing beneath black suns, and mirrors that reflected other people's faces. She documented everything. Photos taken inside showed different furniture than what she remembered. Her audio recorder picked up whispering when left alone. On the 5th night, she descended into the cellar and found a locked iron door. She'd never noticed it before. The journal had mentioned it. Behind the iron door is where it stores the dreams. "I am not ready to see them." Claire touched the handle. It was warm. The door opened inward with a sigh. Inside was a room filled with beds old. Some were ancient. Some looked freshly placed. All breathed shallowly. Above them, the ceiling pulsed with faint, pink light, like a living thing. She turned to flee, but the door had vanished. Behind her, one of the sleeping figures whispered, "You are dreaming still. The house is watching." Claire awoke in her room, but her journal entries were written in a different hand. The house had begun writing for her. The pool of the house determined to leave. Claire packed her things, but her car was gone. Where it once sat, the forest had swallowed the road hole. Trees leaned unnaturally close. The GPS showed static, no compass work. That night, the dreams turned darker. She walked through rooms filled with drowning children. In the ballroom, faceless dancers circled endlessly. In the attic, she found a mirror that didn't reflect her, but instead showed a version of the house engulfed in flames, with her standing inside, smiling. She awoke with soot on her hands. Claire finally understood. The house didn't merely dream, it fed on dreams. And now it was feeding on hers. The last journal entry appeared in ink she didn't remember owning. Part 2 begins when you open the hidden door beneath the hearth. Not all houses dream, but this one remembers. As the fire crackled and the shadows grew long, Claire knelt by the hearth and felt beneath the stones. A hidden latch clicked. The air behind her whispered in excitement. To be continued in Part 2, The Memory of Wall.